In the world of metal, some bands are simply best experienced live. Studio albums can showcase musicianship and production quality, but the stage is where these bands truly come alive, feeding off the crowd, cranking up the volume, and unleashing raw energy that recordings can't capture. Certain metal bands consistently deliver concerts that eclipse their studio work, whether it's the electric atmosphere, a frontman's commanding presence, or spontaneous moments of crowd interaction. In this video, we will check out 10 bands across various metal subgenres that fans widely agree sound even more powerful and exhilarating live than on their albums. 1. Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden's heavy metal anthems gain new life on stage, which is why many fans insist Maiden sound even better live. Singer Bruce Dickinson's showmanship, sprinting across the stage and interacting with massive Eddie mascot props. Plus, the band's high-octane performance inject raw energy into every song. Classics like Fear of the Dark transform into communal experiences as thousands of fans passionately sing along to every word, elevating the track far beyond its studio version. The twin guitar harmonies and Steve Harris's galloping bass feel more powerful in concert, fueling non-stop headbanging. Iconic live releases like Live After Death prove that the band's electric atmosphere and crowd energy make their live renditions truly definitive. 2. Motorhead. Motorhead's studio albums are raw and powerful, but their live shows are outright legendary for sheer volume and force. Lemmy Kilmister famously demanded everything louder than everything else, and on stage, the band delivered. Lemmy's bass rumbled like a tank, guitars screamed with extra grit, and drums hit with bone-rattling intensity. Classics like Ace of Spades feel even more explosive live, often played faster and louder, with a ferocity no studio recording can match. The band's no-frills, high-octane performance, and Lemmy's gritty charisma turned every concert into a relentless assault of rock and roll energy. Many who witnessed Motorhead in concert swear that no album could prepare you for that teeth-rattling, adrenaline-pumping experience. 3. Rammstein. Rammstein's industrial metal anthems are imposing on record, but absolutely awe-inspiring live. The band is renowned for dramatic concerts loaded with flamethrowers, fireworks, and theatrical stunts that amplify the music's impact. Frontman Till Lindemann delivers his deep vocals with intense charisma, often wearing flame-spewing costumes or acting out provocative scenes on stage, which mesmerizes the audience. Du Hast, for example, becomes a full-blown spectacle. Pyrotechnics explode in sync with the pounding beat as tens of thousands of fans chant along in German. The combination of explosive visuals, thunderous sound, and crowd unity at a Rammstein show creates a sensory experience no studio album can match. 4. Slipknot. Slipknot's albums are plenty aggressive, but their live shows are pure chaos and adrenaline. With 9 masked members on stage, the band creates non-stop visual and sonic mayhem. Percussionists climb on rigs and smash metal barrels, the DJ dives into the crowd, and everyone headbangs in eerie unison. Vocalist Corey Taylor's ferocity and crowd control turn songs like Spit It Out into legendary moments. During its breakdown, he famously has the entire audience crouch, then explode up in unison. The band's pummeling sound hits even harder in person, fueling massive mosh pits and a visceral connection among the maggots. It's widely agreed that the raw intensity and unpredictability of a Slipknot concert simply can't be captured on a recording. 5. Lamb of God. Lamb of God unleash absolute mayhem on stage, often outdoing the intensity of their studio recordings. Frontman Randy Blythe is like a man-possessed, live-roaring, guttural vocals, whirling his dreadlocks and leaping around as he rallies the crowd. The band's groove-heavy riffs and thunderous drumming hit with extra punch in a live setting, igniting frenzied circle pits. A hallmark of their concerts is the infamous Wall of Death during Black Label. At Randy's signal, the audience splits into 2 sides and then collides in one of metal's most adrenaline-charged moments. Fans often say songs like Redneck feel even faster and more ferocious in person, proving that Lamb of God's raw live power can eclipse their studio sound. 6. Nightwish. Nightwish's symphonic metal is epic on record. but live it reaches another level of emotion and power. A big factor is the vocals. Current frontwoman Floor Jansen and her predecessors often deliver songs with even more dynamic range and passion on stage. Fans often cite live performances of Ghost Love Score, where Floor's spine-tingling high notes and emotion surpass the studio version. The band brings their orchestral arrangements to life with sweeping keyboards and backing tracks while guitars and drums hit harder, giving the music extra weight. Surrounded by dramatic stage visuals and thousands of voices singing along, Nightwish's live performances feel truly immersive, often making the studio recordings seem tame in comparison. 7. Amon Amarth Amon Amarth brings the drama of a Viking raid to their live shows, and many fans feel the band's anthemic melodic death metal hits even harder on stage. Frontman Johan Heggs commands the crowd with his booming growls and Viking charisma, often raising a drinking horn or leading fans in a Viking row, where the audience sits and pretends to row a ship in unison. The band's chunky riffs and thunderous drums inspire non-stop headbanging and rallying "Hey, hey" chants during anthems like The Pursuit of Vikings. The result is an epic, celebratory atmosphere that makes Amon Amarth's live performances feel more triumphant and powerful than their studio recordings. 8. Overkill Overkill have built a loyal following as a thrash band that truly thrives on stage. While their albums are aggressive, an Overkill concert cranks everything up a notch. Frontman Bobby Blitz Ellsworth dashes about with irrepressible energy, firing off his signature high-pitched shrieks and keeping the crowd amped. The band's speed and volume live often exceed the studio versions. Classic tracks like Rotten to the Core or Elimination Race by Faster and Hit Harder, sending mosh pits into overdrive. Overkill's no-frills approach, just pure sweat, speed, and riffs, forges a powerful connection with the audience. Many fans say the raw, unfiltered punch of Overkill live makes the studio recordings feel tame in comparison. 9. Gojira's live performances are widely praised for being incredibly tight and overwhelmingly heavy. On record, the French quartet impresses with precision. But on stage, they deliver complex riffs and polyrhythms with machine-like perfection and explosive passion. Drummer Mario Duplantier often steals the show. His rapid double kicks and inventive fills, like the famous drum break in Flying Whales, hit like a sledgehammer live. Frontman Joe Duplantier's vocals also carry extra grit, as he unleashes ferocious growls and engages the crowd. When a song like Backbone rattles your chest in concert, the studio version simply can't compare to that raw power. 10. Cannibal Corpse. Cannibal Corpse's brand of brutal death metal is even more punishing live, hitting the audience like blunt force trauma. The band's blistering blast beats, dense riffs, and guttural vocals somehow sound even more monstrous in person. Frontman George Corpse Grinder Fisher is a sight to behold. His famous windmill headbangs and deep roars shake the venue, and his darkly funny taunts between songs fire up the crowd even more. Classics like Hammer Smashed Face turn the mosh pit into a swirling frenzy, a cathartic release for the fans. In fact, the raw brutality and volume of a Cannibal Corpse show overwhelms the senses in a way no studio recording can. In conclusion, these 10 bands exemplify the transformative power of live performances in the metal genre. For fans, witnessing these bands live is not just a concert. It's an unforgettable experience that cements their legacy as titans of metal. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more content. Thank you!